So you're looking to take your supply chain career to the next level. You've probably heard about the Certified Supply Chain Professional Certification, the CSCP. It's a huge deal. But honestly, where do you even begin? Well, in this explainer, we are going to demystify the whole process and build your roadmap to getting certified. Look, deciding to go for the CSCP is a fantastic goal. But like any big journey, you can't just start walking without a map. Success really starts with having a solid plan. And that's exactly what we're going to do right now. Together, we are going to build that plan step by step. We'll get into what's actually on the exam, the best way to prepare for it, and the nitty-gritty rules of the test itself. So let's dive in. Okay, first up, the exam blueprint. Before you can conquer this thing, you have to know what you're up against. You need to understand the core knowledge you'll be expected to master. And you should know, this isn't about memorizing some ancient, dusty textbook. The content for this exam is built on what's called a job task analysis. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying they literally asked thousands of real-world supply chain pros what they actually do day in and day out. So you know the material is relevant, it's current, and it's incredibly practical. Now, this chart right here, this is basically your treasure map for studying. It breaks the entire exam down into 8 key knowledge areas. And, more importantly, it shows you the exact percentage, the exact weight each one carries for your final score. This isn't just a list, it's a strategic guide telling you precisely where to focus your energy for the biggest impact. And that map points a giant flashing arrow at one area in particular. At a massive 19%, managing internal operations and inventory is the single biggest piece of this exam. If you're going to focus on one thing, this is it. This is your number one priority. So what does that actually mean? Well, think of this as the engine room of the entire supply chain. This is where the real work gets done, where value is created and costs are kept in check. We're talking about everything from managing your inventory, measuring performance with real data, and constantly looking for ways to improve using techniques like Lean and Six Sigma. These are the absolute fundamentals. Right on the heels of internal ops, you've got a two-way tie for second place. Both sourcing products and services and managing customer and supplier relationships come in at a hefty 17% each. You get a handle on these two, plus that first one, and you've already covered more than half the exam. Now, these two areas are all about the external-facing side of the business. So if internal ops is the engine, this stuff is how you get the fuel and deliver the finished product. It's everything from how you pick your suppliers and negotiate contracts to the art of building rock-solid relationships with both your partners and your customers. It's what keeps the whole network humming. Okay, so we know what's on the exam, but knowing the topics, well, that's only half the battle. Now we need to talk about how the test is actually structured. You got to know the rules of the game to win, right? And right off the bat, I've got some fantastic news for you. As of late 2022, they actually eliminated the official eligibility requirement. This is a total game changer. It means you can skip that whole application process and just dive straight into getting your certification. So when you actually sit down for the exam, you're going to see 150 multiple choice questions. But here's a little inside baseball for you. 20 of those questions are actually pre-test questions that don't count towards your score. But here's the catch. You have no idea which 20 they are. So you have to treat every single question like it counts for everything. And you've got 3.5 hours to tackle all 150 of those questions. If you do the math, that's about 1 minute and 24 seconds per question. So yeah, pacing yourself is absolutely crucial. You have to keep an eye on the clock. Now, the scoring can seem a little weird. It's a scaled score from 200 to 350. But honestly, you can forget all that. There's only one number you need to burn into your brain: 300. 300 is a pass. Anything 300 or above, and you're golden. That is your target. Okay, listen up, because this might be the single most important tip for test day. There is zero penalty for a wrong answer. That means if you're stuck, you should always take a guess. Leaving an answer blank is the only way to guarantee you get it wrong. Give yourself a shot. All right, we've gone through the what and the how. We know the content, we know the format. Now let's get into the final piece of this puzzle: building your actual study plan with the official tools. The folks who make the exam, ASCM, they don't leave you hanging. They point you to 3 core resources. Number 1, and the most critical, is the Exam Content Manual, or ECM. Number 2 is the APICS dictionary for all the terminology. And number 3 are the other official references they list right inside the ECM. This is your toolkit. Let me be absolutely crystal clear about this. The exam content manual is your Bible for this test. It is, without a doubt, the single most important resource you will use. It literally tells you exactly what's fair game, defines all the terms, and sets the boundaries. Every single question on that exam comes from this manual. Period. Now, I'm sure you've seen other study materials out there, like the APICS learning system, which is really popular. And on that topic, we really need to talk about a very important disclaimer. The official guidance is extremely specific, so listen closely. While the learning system is a great tool for review, no exam questions are derived from it. Let that sink in for a second. The learning system is a supplement. It helps you learn the material, but it is not a replacement for the exam content manual. You absolutely must base your studying on the ECM. So there you have it. That's the whole roadmap. You know the content, you know the test format, and you have your study toolkit. You've got everything you need to get started. The only thing left to do now is to actually walk the path. You know, earning your CSCP isn't just about passing a test and getting a few letters after your name. It's about truly mastering the science of making things work better, faster, and smarter. It's a skill set that can literally change your career. So as you get started on this journey, the real question isn't just, can I pass this exam? It's what comes after. What part of this massive, complex global supply chain will you optimize next?